So quiet. This is a new day. This is a new day full of sound and light and expectation. This day has been waiting for you. It's been waiting especially for you, to embrace you, to guide you. This day has been waiting with open arms, just for you. This is the day we have been given. Let's not waste it. Come now, and let us worship together. Please rise and body your spirit. This is actually one of my favorite hymns. It's in the gray hymnal. Hymn 18, What Wondrous Love. What Wondrous Love. Hymn 18 in the gray hymnal.
What wondrous love is this, O my soul, O my soul? What wondrous love is this, O my soul? What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, when I was sinking down, when I was sinking down beneath my sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round. O my soul, friends to me gathered round. O my soul, to love and to all friends I will sing, to love love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end I will sing.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. How are you feeling? Okay, good. Good. Awesome. Okay, I like it. Awesome. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. I don't know if you know, but a feast awaits us today. Did you know this? We have a wonderful Thanksgiving feast after. It's open to everyone. Even if you have friends, I think we have a lot of food typically. So if you have friends in the area who want to come, even just for the meal, they're welcome. It's going to be right after service today. Let's see, a few other announcements. Hope is doing Christmas in Recovery again this year. For those who are not familiar, Christmas in Recovery is an opportunity to give people who are newly in recovery some funds to be able to afford presents for their children, so that we can remove some of that pressure during the holiday time and help them focus just on their recovery instead of just the economics of having to provide for the family and the stress of this time. So Hope is going to be downstairs after service taking donations, cash or gift cards, and it goes directly to families. Hope goes with them to do the shopping, and it's a great thing we do every single year. So that's an opportunity to help people who are in recovery right now. Let's see, we are not going to be holding happy hour this coming Wednesday because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but we are going to continue the following Wednesday at, on December 4th. So the following Wednesday on December 4th, 5 p.m., 7 p.m., we're going to have a nice happy hour here. Food, drink, friendship, warmth, maybe laughter, maybe talking. Join us for that. It should be really wonderful. And I heard today was Heather's birthday. So springing on you last minute, Eric Ramos and Smotzers, but let's usher in a beautiful year for Heather on her birthday. Y'all ready? And now our chalice sliding from Melissa Smith. Happy birthday, Heather!
Yeah. Well, I start my chalice sliding by picking up on the theme that our pledge drive people are doing today. There's no place like it. Of course, people will recognize the it, in this case, is home, and our theme today is our church as home. A feast awaits us. Does that mean we're all prodigal sons and daughters? Think about that. And home, we all have our traditions of Thanksgiving, and it's become complicated in recent years because of the thought that the promise that Indians and pilgrims made each other have been broken in our history. But we always take an opportunity to imagine different peoples coming together and sharing their abundance as we are doing today. My family's tradition on Thanksgiving and other holidays was the singing of "Bless This House," which the sounds of which you heard this morning as the introductory music. The words may not be familiar to you, but I decided I should take this morning to up the historical and theological interpretations of the words. In my family, a little ritual would be my grandmother would say, "Oh, Rob, would you please sing Bless This House?" And my father would, "Oh, Mom," but still every Sunday, every Thanksgiving, he'd sing Bless This House with a tremendous tenor baritone voice that he had. And to this day, my cousins who no longer gather together with us will do Rob Smith imitations, singing Bless This House. And my brothers and I one year tried to do 4-part harmony over Skype, and that had less than spectacular results because of the time lag. But in any case, Bless This House has very strong meanings for me, and I try to resist the temptation when I'm invited to someone else's house on Thanksgiving to sing all the verses. We know that Unitarians are supposedly not great hymn singers because as they're reading, they have to read ahead to see if they agree with all the words. So in my newly minted position of commissioned lay minister, I would like to not sing, but to attempt to interpret the message so that it would resonate with UUYO's shared values and with the values that we hope to share coming together. Bless this house that we are in. O Lord, we pray. And if you object to the word Lord, think of love, spirit of love. Make it safe by night and day with a good modern alarm system that Louisa Berger can monitor with her iPhone. Bless these walls so firm and stout, thanks to the good graces of buildings and grounds, keeping want and trouble out. Good Jean in front of our security guards keeps the trouble out, and the want is what we all depending on each other for. Bless the roof and chimneys tall. Well, our chimney is our steeple, which has changed from its neo-Gothic shape of pointing its spire toward the side to a postmodern version that combines steeple, cupola, and neon lights that the neighborhood can see and know that we are invested in this community. Let thy peace lie over all. Let your peace, everyone, lie over. Bless these windows, bless these doors, that they may prove ever open to joy and love. I think that's a word we can all share. Bless the hearth ablazing there with smoke ascending like a prayer. Our chalice does not emit that much smoke, but it's the symbol that counts, and we can admire its aesthetic design by Tony Armani. Bless the folk who dwell within. Now, the next words are a little hard to hear. Keep them pure and free from sin. Well, we seek the truth in love, and sin we interpret as forever keeping the ground of being under our feet and surrounding us. Bless us all that we may be fit, O Lord, to dwell with thee. Insert your own theology. Bless us all that one day we may dwell O Lord, with thee. And I cite here the title of a recent book by theologians John Buren and Rebecca Ann Parker. This is a house of hope. Hope extends from the present into the future, and the subtitle being The Promise of Progressive Religion for the 21st Century, which is where we are and where we will stay for, I believe, all of our lifetimes. So with that, we light our chalice for the day. And if you are interested in hearing a rendition, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir is on YouTube. Bless this house.
We have the cast of The Wizard of Oz here. Please say hello to them. No selfies, please. No pictures. I'm just kidding. Say hello. I think we might be in an alternate dimension.
Wow, we've had so much fun getting to know this really cool place. I really love that UUYO is a place for all ages, where young people can explore values of kindness, peace, and treating people with dignity through the Religious Exploration Program. Toto, you agree, don't you? Yeah.
Also, if ever I have troubles, happens every once in a while, I get my heart warmed by knowing there is a community here who always listens and helps out and reminds me I am never alone.
Coffee hour is amazing too. I've had so many great conversations, and it makes me brave enough to form connections and make new friends.
And I love the Sunday services and the book group and the constitutional discussion. I take notes because I always getting a new perspective on life. Indeed, I can feel my mind expanding.
I couldn't help but overhear all of the wonderful things you've shared about UUYO. So I'm here to collect your pledge cards because the final day is today. Thank you. I'm so thrilled to announce that so far we have raised $108,000 towards our 87% pledge goal. Yeah. We still need $14,000 to make our goal. So if you haven't already, please turn in your pledge card today, and we will get there.
Follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow that with the story. It's called We Are Grateful, and this is written by the Cherokee people. And so this word that's underneath it means we are grateful. I can barely say it. Atsala Helga. And then these are some letters that are in Cherokee syllabary, see? So they have their own language, their own written language. It's different from ours. Yeah. So I'm going to read the story now. That is by Tracy Sorrell and illustrated by Fran Lissac. Cherokee people say Atsalahegelga to express gratitude. It's a reminder to celebrate our blessings and reflect on struggles daily throughout the year and across the seasons. When cool breezes blow and leaves fall, we say Ostalahagla, which means, remember, we are grateful. As shell shakers dance all night around the fire and burnt cedar scent drifts upward during the great new moon ceremony, as we clean our houses, wear new clothes, enjoy a feast, and forget old quarrels to welcome the Cherokee New Year. While we collect buckbrush and honeysuckle to weave baskets and have hope as our Elise grandma cradles the newest member of the family and reveals her Cherokee name. We also try to remember our ancestors who suffered hardship and loss on the Trail of Tears. Winter. As bears sleep deep and snow blankets the ground, we say we are grateful. While elders share stories and we savor buttery bean bread and steamy hominy soup, as older children teach the younger ones how to make corn husk dolls and play cane flutes. While we gather to remember an uncle who has passed on, as men cuddle babies and sing traditional lullabies in Cherokee. Spring, when showers fill streams and shoots spring up, we say, we are grateful. While men sing, asking for thunder and lightning's protection of the emerging sprouts that women tend. As we gather wild onions, spring's first food, and serve them with hen's eggs, as we practice patience to sew pucker toe moccasins and coil clay to build beautiful pots. As we plant ani, which is strawberries, an ancestral story, sweet-smelling reminder not to argue with each other. As we embrace a clan relative heading off to serve our country. Summer, as the crops mature and the sun scorches, we say, we are grateful. I just saw your brother right there. See, he looks just like you. It's a scarecrow. when we grasp our gigs and wade into the cool creek to catch crawdads for supper, as we sink our teeth into the season's first harvest at the green corn ceremony, while we click-clack sticks chase a small ball and fling it high at the stickball game pole. When we recall the ancestors' sacrifices to preserve our way of life, to celebrate Nastanadolov history, and listen to our tribal leaders speak at Cherokee National Holiday. Every day, every season, we are grateful. So now it's time for the kids to come up. Come up here with me, please. So two short announcements here. Number one, the kids are going to be making mandrakes today, so then afterwards they're going to have their hands washed up really good before they go eat. And then also the other announcement I sent in an email to a lot of the parents is about our Grinch night again, back by popular demand. We'll be watching the movie, playing a lot of games based on the movie, and having a potluck. It'll be a good time. So, if we can, please. Back there. And back there. Okay, ready? We're going to recite our covenant. It's in your order of service. Okay. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and love, and to help one another. And then next we're going to sing our kids out. We're going to go out this door and around the hall. Don't run, because I won't be able to keep up. Okay? Okay, so we're going to sing the song now. Ready?
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
So before I leave, I want to let you know we do have childcare now. So if anybody wants to bring their little ones over to childcare, we do have a responsible, checked out adult in there. Her name is Brianna, and she is Ellen's granddaughter. So if you need childcare, that's around the corner, and then the other kids are going to be downstairs, and they will meet you at the meeting hall called Channing, where the food is. Bye.
It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We pass the plate during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks, for the blessing of abundance, a lot of emotion, and to support our community in a tangible way. This month is our pledge drive, as you obviously have learned, and thanks. And we all are invited to make a pledge to support the life of this church and our mission in the community. A pledge is an amount that you promised to give to support this church. It can be paid upfront or taken from a bank account on a monthly basis. The work of this church is solely supported by all of your pledges, and you can ask a greeter if you need a pledge card. We also accept cash gifts or gifts of great monetary value or small monetary value, as it may be. We will now receive the offering that supports the life of our church, the Mahoning Valley, and our wider world.
Let's enjoy a little bit of silence together.
Our reading is from the poet Derek Walcott, Love After Love. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, sit here, eat. You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life.
There's been a little bit of change. This is going to be the Largo from Winter from Vivaldi instead of the Simple Gifts.
There are a few sights I enjoy more than a fully set table. Candles lit, various dishes placed in special bowls, colors of purple and pink popping amidst gravy, potatoes, stuffing. I enjoy the sense of making time for something that can be nourishing when we could just as easily choose not to. I think that's the funny thing about ritual. It can so easily turn into something we feel like we have to do. Then it feels no different than any other responsibility. But a ritual retains its power and nourishment when we remember it's something we choose to do, when we could do otherwise. It's a reminder that we were meant for something more than survival. We were meant for something much, much more. In a sense, I've been given the gift of this view, I think, because I didn't grow up with any of these holidays. I didn't. So over the years, I've been given the luxury to develop my own idiosyncratic relationship with these holidays. And you know what? I discovered Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, which usually surprises people. Of course, I would choose one of the stickiest and most ethically complicated holidays, layered with complicated and disturbing stories about the origin of our country. Of course, I would choose that one as my favorite. But I do. And I think it's because at heart I appreciate simplicity. I don't care too much about upholding or challenging a national narrative. For me, it's the tangible experience of the day. It comes up during the time of year that is usually very busy for me. Do you experience this time of year, where you're kind of running from one thing to the next? Yeah, it's usually what it's like for me. And it's usually been a number of months since I've last seen my family, because of living in different places now. Some of you hate this, but the weather is my favorite. It's the heart of fall, with just a hint of winter to come. The leaves are still around. These nice red ones are here on the tree. A lot actually on the ground. And it feels like a preparation time, a liminal time. The veil during Hallows Eve has thinned, and it still feels thin to me this time of year. I get a hint of nostalgia. And the funny thing is, it's actually not even my nostalgia. It's a feeling of a life I've never lived, but I still feel somehow connected to. Being in Youngstown during the holidays reminds me of living in someone's 1980s movie version of the holidays. It's a past that's not my own, but I somehow feel that I belong to it. There was a bit of snow this past week. Did you see this? A little bit of a flurry, yeah? It didn't stick, at least not where I was here, but I could see it fall from my minister's study, the beautiful snowfall. I didn't grow up with snow, so it's still a wonder to me that we have it. I've met plenty of people who feel otherwise, and that's okay too. One of the strong feelings I've had since coming to this church is that we are presented with a feast, a sense of color, a sense of peace, a sense of quiet and sound, a sense of companionship and friendship and warmth. And I'm learning that can hold me in all my moves, including my dumb ones. A good ritual can hold us in possibility. I know in speaking with other people that possibility is not the first word that comes to mind when they think of Thanksgiving, or maybe any day. There can be a sense of reverting and having to return to old patterns. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, repeating old painful conversations and just the general sense of uneasiness. Combining that with a country that is living this out on a large scale, it can feel unbearable. It's not very enjoyable to feel cast in a play where we don't like our part and we feel deeply suspicious about most of the other characters involved. But that's why I think it's important to find spaces where we can get to know ourselves differently. It's good, I think, to find spaces where we find ourselves in a different play, where we're not sure who the other characters are, and we're not sure who we're supposed to be yet, because we're not required to be a certain way. It can be very liberating. It can be liberating to learn we don't have to typecast ourselves, even for an hour. a half hour, a minute. We get to discover more of who we are and get to discover parts that perhaps feel unknown. And certain places like this one can help us to trust those unknown parts more. The parts of ourselves that are real, but we haven't had much practice living into yet. That's the real feast I'm talking about. It's discovering there is more to ourselves than what we thought. And by extension, there's more to the world than we originally thought. One of the things that I love about this time of year is that the colors pop. A color of a sign or a burnt orange leaf. I actually look at this tree right outside. You see the dark gray trunk of some of these trees outside? It just pops. It's a kind of grace, perhaps. It's like the colors of the world step forward a little and say, hey, don't forget about me. I can hear them talking to me sometimes. Don't forget about me, they say. I'm here for you, and I'm supporting your efforts. One of my favorite images in the Buddhist tradition is the image of reaching down to touch the earth in support, to verify our life. The world is my support, and I need to touch it and be touched by it to verify this. Touch the wet grass. Feel the cold wind. Touch the hand of another person. All of this is something we can choose to do when we could do otherwise. I'm not surprised during this time of year that there are many who are returning naturally to a direct relationship with nature. I see that happening all over the place. And I think at heart I wonder is if it's because we intuit that that's our nature. There is a wildness in us. And there is a wildness in the world. And it's not always the wildness that we may think. It's the wildness of creativity, of life contributing and continuing when evidence seems to be pointing otherwise. It's the wildness of uncertainty, which is really the wildness of possibility. I've shared this practice with some folks over the last 2 weeks. It's a practice that's been very helpful to me, and it might be helpful to you. I wake up with the intention that I want to be free. I want to live, and I want others to truly live. Not just survive, eating stale brown bread, and keeping a lookout for enemies and danger and preparing to fight. No. I want people to have a feast. I want a feast. More food than we could possibly eat. I want stories and jokes and unexpected kindness. I want the person who feels that they have nothing now to realize that they have the world. The entire world, including us, this congregation, on their side. I want to feel nostalgia and humor and romance. I want to hear music I've never heard before. I want to meet a new person and hear their voice as music. I want a life that can't be bound by conditions. I want to feel and not have that feeling diminish forever my capacity for living. I want to light a candle, maybe a chalice, when I could so easily choose not to. I want to welcome a feast when I could so easily choose to subsist. I want to allow the world to come forward to greet me when I could just as easily turn away from it. I wonder if that's what gratitude is really. It's choosing to recognize the import of something when we could just as easily choose not to. One of the things that I'm grateful for this year is not knowing. Not knowing. Over the last 2 weeks especially, it's been a conscious choice to bring in the sense of not knowing. In small ways, it's been life-changing. When talking with someone, I've learned I very quickly have a story about how this interaction will go based on past experiences. I have the distinct feeling I've been cast in a play sometimes I don't want to be in. I don't like my own character, and I'm suspicious of theirs. But I've been bringing in not knowing consciously into my interactions, and they transform. All of a sudden, there's a little bit of wiggle room. I could choose to be different. We might actually talk about something else. Or we might talk about all the things I dread, but I can approach it slightly differently. I don't need to hurt myself or cause others pain. I can bring in not knowing. A synonym for not knowing is reality. I can bring reality into the situation. And reality is beyond my limited character. It's more generous than that. The generosity of this congregation astounds me. It's generosity that comes not because anyone said you should, but because you want to. The greatest generosity is creating a space where a person can discover that wildness, that sense of reality that is life-giving and present and alive. The kind of thing we discover wherever we look, in someone's eyes, in the leaves, in the sky, at a table set for all who wander, all who thirst, and all who hunger. There's a great compassion in that. I know what it's like to wander. I know what it's like to feel alone. I know what it's like to feel hungry. And because of that, we respond by setting a feast. And I know sometimes during the holidays it can feel like gearing up, like we have to gear ourselves up for whatever we expect, even if we feel like we have to gear ourselves up for gratitude. Like gratitude is another small chore that needs to be taken care of on our to-do list. But this year I'm thinking differently. I'm approaching this season with more wonder. I wonder what there is to be grateful for. I wonder what my life is. Could it indeed be a feast? There is nothing better than discovering a feast when you're famished, when you're truly hungry. I agree with one minister, Marilyn Sewell, who said that yearning may be the holiest thing in the world. Yearning, thirst, hunger. It's really important. This is a place where we get in touch with what we yearn for, what we truly want. And we get to be surprised with where that leads us. I was raised to think that I should want to be the best at something, that would be important in securing a future. And I don't think that's a bad desire. But I learned that what I most truly desired was to be one of, to be connected. I wanted to be connected to other people, and I wanted to feel connected to my own life. I wanted to live a life inspired by imagination. I wanted to feel at home in my own skin, and I wanted to help others do the same. I wanted to make space for mystery and discovery, and I wanted that to guide and strengthen my commitments. That amalgamation of yearnings has led me right here. Maybe some of yours are the same. Maybe some of yours are very different. But I hope you get a chance to explore those yearnings here. A desire for yourself and for our world. A desire for our country. A desire for our friends and loved ones. I think one of the biggest desires I have is to be freed from a narrative that I find too constraining, which makes Thanksgiving the perfect holiday. Now, I can enjoy a feast to enjoy a feast. I can take in colors to take in colors. I can enjoy friendship for the sake of friendship. I don't need a bigger narrative than that. I enjoy the meaning that comes from being together. And I enjoy that freedom that comes in choosing to do that when I could so easily choose otherwise. I have a trick question for you. You ready? Do you know when our annual Thanksgiving feast begins? You can respond. When do you think it begins? Really great, complicated answers. I don't know why I expected any less than that. It's already begun, is my take. It's already begun. We have everything we need right now to enjoy a feast. Color, sound, companionship, our life and the life of others, a view of a world outside these windows, our larger home that we belong in, a place that was built like this for us in anticipation of us, the lives we bring into this place, a life with a unique set of histories, yearning, and hunger, a life perhaps seeking connection. The feast has already arrived, and the abundance here is glorious. I'm learning to really enjoy vegetables, in addition to everything else. I love baked bread. I love it. I love everything that I'm so looking forward to this feast. The feast continues. May it be so for generations to come. May it be so for the person who wanders in, thirsty and hungry and feeling constrained. And may we together quench that thirst. May we feed them in body and in spirit. May we share our own nourishment, and may we offer the possibility of freedom. Freedom. A freedom that comes from choosing what we get to do and how we want to be, when we could just as easily choose otherwise. Please pray with me. Spirit of love, so grateful for this day, so grateful for all the people who have been working hard, even now in the kitchen, preparing a literal feast for us. Thank you for music and friendship and fellowship and all the people that have made this moment possible. I'm grateful to Tim Raridan and Andy Crabb. I'm grateful for Cynthia Smotzer and Tom Smotzer and Eric Ramos. I'm grateful for Melissa Smith. I'm grateful for our wonderful cast of characters of The Wizard of Oz, inspiring us to keep this place vital and alive. I'm grateful for Ellen Satry, Brandy Wagner, Jack Amman, who is on his way to Maine. I'm grateful for Lindsay Sinkovich. I'm thankful for everyone who I've yet to name, so many people who make my life what it is and make it rich and colorful and alive. I am so grateful on this day. All this we pray. Amen. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, Be Thou My Vision, which I think is 20, correct? 20. Hymn 20 in the Gray Hymnal. Be Thou My Vision.
Be thou my vision, O God of my heart, not be all else to me save that thou art. Thou my best thought by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I ever with thee, and thou with me, God. Thou my soul's shelter, thou my high tower. Raise thou my heavenward, O power of my power. Riches I heed not, nor world's empty praise. Thou my inheritance, now and always. Thou and thou only first in my heart. Sovereign of heaven, my treasure thou art.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we keep in our hearts until we are together again.
As you depart, please remember the one great fact. Oh my gosh, I love it. Some people are really high. Good. You are loved, each and every one of you, and never truly alone. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.